Hi and welcome to this WIX tutorial training course designed for complete beginners who want to create their own website. Whether you need a website for your small business, a non-profit organization, a local sports team, or perhaps a personal hobby, you've come to the right place. With over 200 million users worldwide, WIX is a #1 website builder that enables anyone to create a professional looking site that requires no maintenance. Because WIX uses drag and drop technology, you can start building your site in just a few minutes. There is no need for any credit card, coding or design knowledge, making it easy even for those of you who have no experience in building websites. WIX also combines some of the most powerful marketing tools such as search engine optimization, social media integration, and email marketing to help you promote your site on the internet and bring in more customers. Hi, my name is Luc Duran, the founder of Ranking Academy, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to create a complete website for free using WIX. To make this course as easy as possible, I have organized it into chapters, so even if you don't watch all of it today, you can easily come back to it later and start again from where you left off using the timestamps on the timeline of the video. If you're ready to build your website, let's start with the first chapter. To make sure we all start off from the same point, head over to Google and type the following in your browser bar: rankingacademy.co.uk/WIX, or click on the link in the description below. This will take you to a screen similar to this one. Don't be surprised if the screen looks a little different at the time you are watching this video, as WIX tends to update the look and feel of it very regularly. You should be prompted to enter an email address. I'm going to use an email address I have created specifically for training purposes. Obviously, you need to pick your own, then click on Start. This will take you to the next screen where you can finalize your login details by choosing a secure password to create your account. You can also sign up using a Facebook or Google account. Once you're done, just click on Sign Up. Before you can complete the basic setup, WIX will want you to answer a set of questions to help you customize the best solution and the best tools based on your needs. There isn't really any need to do this. You can skip right through it using the button on the bottom right hand side of your window. This will take you to a step where you'll need to decide how you want to create your website. You can choose between letting WIX build a website for you automatically through its artificial design intelligence tool, or you can choose a template which you can customize to your needs with the WIX editor. Although the ADI tool sounds tempting, it can be quite restricting. Choosing a template which you can customize is a much better option, so go ahead and click on the Choose a Template button. You should now be able to choose a template you like for your site. By default, you should see the most popular templates sorted by categories. To drill down a specific category, use the main menu and select the activity related to the site you want to build. This will bring up the most relevant templates for it. With over 800 different templates available, you can build pretty much anything you want, including an online store, a community website, a blog, etc. You can search through all 800 templates if you want, using the search functionality in the top right hand side corner. Today I want to build a website for an air conditioning specialist, so let's see what's available. Before choosing a template, you can preview the live version of it in your browser by hovering on it and clicking on the View button. It will give you a good feel about the site itself and if it is the right option for you. All the links are functional, so you can check the entire site. Since most users nowadays browse the web using a mobile phone, I suggest you also check what the website looks like on a smartphone using the smartphone preview option. If you don't like the template, just close the window and continue your search until you find something you like. I think this one is the perfect option. Once you have found the right template, click on the Edit this site button and wait for a few seconds. This will take you to the WIX editor where you can start customizing your website. Your basic setup is now complete. Click on Save to save your progress. In the pop-up window, leave the default selection as is, then click on Save and Continue, and then Done. Time to move on to our next step. While creating the basic setup of your website, you should have received an email from WIX asking you to confirm the email address you have used when creating your account. It's important you confirm your contact information within the first 14 days, otherwise your domain will be deactivated. To do this, simply close the WIX window you are currently on and head over to your email provider. You should see an email from Wix.com entitled Confirm your email and get started. Just open it and click on Confirm email now. You'll need to log back into your Wix account again using the same email address to authenticate your details. Your email should now be confirmed. Just click on Go to Homepage. This will take you to your main Wix dashboard where you will find your website. Click on Edit Site. This will take you back to the Wix editor we saw at the end of the previous chapter where you can start customizing your website. Before you start editing your website with your own touch and add all sorts of bells and whistles to make it unique, it's important you familiarize yourself with the editor's dashboard to find your way around the various tools available. The interface is composed of 3 main menus, all very intuitive and easy to use even if you are a first-timer. The left menu, which contains all the features you need to build your site, the top bar menu, which gives you access to the settings and other tools, and if you right-click on any element within a page, you'll have access to a third menu which contains multiple options you can apply to that element. Let's have a look at the left menu in a bit more details first, which is the one you will use the most. If you want to add an element to your page, click on the plus button. In there, you'll find a ton of options available, from adding text, images, buttons, gallery, and much more. All you need to do is click on the type of element you want to add, select the category you're interested in, then choose and drag the item you want directly on the page itself. And that's it. The second icon on the menu is where you will be managing the pages of your site. Here you can add or delete pages and reorganize the structure of them. For example, if I wanted the About page of this website to be a sub-page of the service page, I can just drag and drop it right under it. This will automatically be reflected in the menu of the site when I preview my design. The next button, which looks like an A with a water drop, is your theme manager and where you can customize the look and feel of the site by changing the color, picking a different font type, all of which will be applied across all pages. Clicking on the 4 square icon will provide access to hundreds of apps you can directly integrate on your website. I find the easiest way to find what you need is to search for it rather than browse through the menu. Once you've found what you are after, just click on Add to Site. The image icon is pretty self-explanatory. This is where you can add images and videos to your pages. You can search for specific images and use the free options available from the Wix library. You can purchase some from professional stock, you can import some directly from your computer, your Facebook or Instagram account, and more. There is even a photo studio you can use to enhance your images and a video maker to create your own videos. The writing icon is for those of you who would want to add a blog to their site. The last icon, in the shape of a briefcase, is the Ascent business tool and is for those of you who want to take your website to the next level. In there, you'll find a range of tools that will help you grow your business online and promote your services. That's it for the left-hand side menu. Let's move on to the top menu, starting from the left-hand side and the lower ribbon. There is a drop-down menu you can use to quickly jump to any page on your site, which you can then edit. Right next to it, you'll find the desktop and mobile editors. You can easily switch from one to the other and update your design according to the device. I recommend you check your design regularly using this functionality to ensure consistency across devices. Further to the right are 2 arrows, one to undo your last action and one to redo your last action, which is very useful. If you want a bird's eye view of a page, you can use the zoom button. It makes it easier to organize your content by dragging and dropping entire sections in different places. If you want to go back to the editor, click on the Exit Mode button. You can use the Tools option if you want to show or hide the Editor toolbar, rulers, grid line, and Snap to Object features. If you're looking for something specific such as an element you want to add or an app, you can use the search functionality. Let's now have a look at the upper part of the ribbon. Site is where you can save, preview, and publish your site. From there, you can also get some feedback or review your site history and revert back to a previous version. In settings, you can connect your site to a domain name like your business name, get a professional mailbox, add a favicon, build a customized error page, and so on. You can ignore the dev mode for now. You have the option to hire a professional to create your site for you if you want, but to be honest, there is no reason you can't do it yourself, especially once you've finished watching this tutorial. There is the usual help option and finally an upgrade link if you want to go for the premium version of Wix. Let's briefly look at the third menu I mentioned at the beginning of this chapter. Whenever you right-click on any element of a web page, a menu will appear giving you the ability to take actions on that very specific element. This covers the overview of the editor. You should now be ready to bring your own website to life. Any template you choose comes with a default set of colors. At a glance, the main default colors for the template I picked for my air conditioning website are blue, orange, and white. If you've been running a business for a while, you probably already use a very specific set of colors in your marketing communication, which you'd like to use for your own website too. If you don't and you simply don't like the default colors, you can easily change them to something else. Here is how you do it. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Edit Theme option. This is where you can change the color of your entire website in just a few clicks. Hover on the top box in the panel and click on Customize. Here you can choose from a set of preset color themes which you think might be more suited to your needs. Just click on the one you like and it will automatically be reflected on all the pages of your website. Try multiple options to find out what works best. If you don't want to use a preset color theme and pick your own colors, here is what you need to do instead. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Edit Theme icon. Hover on the Custom Theme box and click on Customize. Click on the Colors button right under the current theme. This will show you all the default colors the current theme is using. Click the Edit Color icon next to the relevant color. You have now the option to select the exact color you want to use by using the color picker. Alternatively, you can enter the exact value of the color if you know it using the option below the color picker, then click on Apply. Repeat the process for each color you want to change, bearing in mind that color number 1 is used for background and text across your site. Color number 2, also known as the action color, is the color used for actionable elements like links, buttons, and menus. Color 3, 4, and 5 are additional colors to complement your theme color and used in other places around the site. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to choose a preset color theme. I quite like the contemporary one. As I've already mentioned, changing the color through the Edit Theme option will apply your choices across all the pages of your site. You can, however, change the color of a single page or a single element of a page if you want to. Let's say, for example, I want the free quote message of my homepage to grab the attention of my visitors. All I need to do is click on what is known as the strip to select it. A series of options related to the strip will appear. If I click on the strip background, I can then update the background color of it. Alternatively, I could also use either an image or even a video. Let's change the color to orange for now, which really makes the message pop out. Once you're done, you can preview your site. I suggest you test several pages of the site to make sure your changes have been applied across all the pages and also to check you're happy with the colors overall. If you're satisfied with the outcome, go back to the editor and click on Save. In the pop-up window, click on Done. Your progress are now saved. You now know how to change the colors of your website. Let's go through how you can change the text design. Just like colors, the text font of your website will be set by default. And just like colors, you might want to change it to something else. This is very easy to do. Once again, from the left-hand side menu, choose the Edit Theme option. Hover on the Custom Theme box, then click on Customize. This time, click on the Text button. This will show you what your current text theme is, which in this case is something called Facwang. Right under the text theme, you'll find a list of the text styles related to this particular theme. For example, heading 1 is currently set to be a light brown color and 37 pixels in size. Header 2 is white and 100 pixels, while paragraph 2 is gray and 17 pixels, and so on. This means that if I add any of these elements to any page, the style defined for them will automatically be applied. You can edit any of the text style within a text theme. Let's say, for example, I want to edit the style of paragraph 2, which is used here. To do this, just click on it. This will bring up a box showing the properties of the paragraph. You can change the font, the size, the line spacing, the color, and so on. Let's say I want to change the style of paragraph 2, so whenever it is used across my pages, it is black and 20 pixels in size. I just need to update the properties accordingly and click on Apply. From now on, anywhere I will be using a paragraph 2 text type, the copy will be black and the font size will be 20 pixels. If you don't like the overall theme, you can change it too. Scroll back up and hover on the text theme box, then click on Change. This will display a list of other featured themes you can use. Select the one you think might be a better choice and it will automatically be applied to your site. Scroll down your page to make sure you're happy with everything. I quite like the Space Grotesque one, so I'm going to go for it. Just like changing colors, you can also change a text type individually. Let's say I want to update the tagline that sits right under the main title. To do this, click on the text you want to update and then on Edit Text. This will bring up the properties of the text element, which you can then modify. This particular text is using the heading 3 text style from the overall theme by default, which is 26 pixels and white. But I want it to be orange and slightly bigger. So let's make the changes. That's it. These changes will only apply to this particular element and nowhere else on the site that uses a heading 3 text style. Once you're happy with your changes, remember to preview and save your work. Time to move on to our next design customization element. 90% of all information that we perceive and that gets transmitted to our brains is visual. That's why images play a very important part in the design of your site. Here is how you can customize the images of your pages. To edit an image, click on it, then click on Strip Background. This will open a panel where you'll see which current background image is being used. You can replace it by another image or even a video, which is available in selected backgrounds right under it. If you don't like it, remember you can revert back to any previous action using the undo arrow in the top navigation bar and try something else instead. If you don't like any of the options available from the selected backgrounds, click on the image option button. This will open the WIX media library. From there, you can scroll through the library and narrow down the options using filters. You can filter by image type, categories, and orientation. If you know exactly what you want, you can search for a specific keyword using the search functionality. Alternatively, you can also upload your very own images using the Upload Media option. You can import them from your computer, your Wix account, your Google Drive, your Facebook account, and more. Since I am creating a website for a local air conditioning business, I think this one is a great choice. So I'm going to click on it and then click on Change Background. You may find that the new image you have chosen clashes with the copy within the strip, which can affect your design. Here you can either change the settings of the image itself by reducing the opacity of it, or alternatively, you can customize the color of the text so it doesn't clash with the image. You can reposition the text or drag it higher or lower on the strip, or even reduce the size of the strip itself. To do this, click on the strip. At the bottom of it, you'll see an arrow. Use it to resize the strip to the size you want. In some cases, you might find that a strip is split into columns, and when you click on it, the Change Strip Background is grayed out. This is because the background is set in the column element itself. Make sure you click in the column. You should see dotted lines around it, and then the Change Column Background options will be available. Just click on it and repeat the process we've just gone through to update the background image. Before saving your progress, make sure your new images are displaying correctly on the mobile version and not interfering with the copy. To do this, just click on the mobile editor. If you find any issues, you can readjust the text, the color of it, and also reposition it using the menu. Whatever changes you make in the mobile editor will not affect the desktop version, as you can see when I revert back to it. Once you're done, remember to save your progress. You may have noticed I have used the word strip many times throughout this tutorial. Strips help design and organize your website pages into sections. For example, when I click in the top area of the homepage, it highlights the entire related strip with a blue line around it and brings up a set of options I can use to control the look and feel of this particular strip. As we've already seen, you can change the background of a strip using an image, video, or a solid color if you want, but you can also add a background roll effect, change the layout, or stretch the strip altogether. If I scroll down the page a bit, clicking on the service area, it will show me another strip for this section, which I can control separately. Each page is composed of multiple strips and act as containers in which you can add elements like images, pictures, text, buttons, and so on. If you want to delete a strip from any of your pages, just click on it and make sure the borders of it are highlighted in blue. Right-click and from the menu, select the delete option. You will be left with a big gap. To correct this, simply click in the strip below and drag it until it is flushed against the above strip. Let's say you want to add another section to your page instead of deleting one, so you can display your team members, for example. From the left-hand side menu, click on the plus button. Click on Strip. Scroll through the many options available. If you lack one of the pre-made strips, just click and drag it on your page and amend the content of it to your taste. To easily organize your sections, click on the Zoom Out option in the top menu. Hover on a strip you want to move and click and place it wherever you want. Click on Exit Mode once you're done. If you are feeling creative, you can build your own custom strip. Just click on the plus button in the left-hand side menu. Click on the Classic option, then click and drag the white strip to your page and add elements to it, which is what we will cover next. Adding elements to your pages in Wix is very simple. All you need to do is click on the plus button from the left-hand side menu, select which element you want to add, pick one from the available selection, then drag and drop it in the strip you want. There are hundreds of options to choose from, so let's look at some of the most common ones. Let's add element to our blank strip we've just added to our page. I want this strip to be about commercial air conditioning installation, and I want it to be across 2 columns. To add columns to your strip, select the strip first, then right-click and choose the Add Column option. This will automatically add a column to your strip. To add more column, repeat the process. Once you've added columns, you can change their proportions if you want to, and make one bigger than the other one, for example. To do this, select the entire strip by clicking on it, then click on Layout. From there, you can select from the preset options or customize it. Let's go for a 40-60 split and reverse the layout so the bigger column is on the left-hand side. I want to add an image in the right-hand side column, so I'm just going to click on it and then click on the Change Column Background. Like we've seen in a previous chapter, I'm going to add an image which I'm going to fetch from the image library. I think this one will be a good fit for my commercial air conditioning installation theme. That's all I'm going to do for the right column. In the left-hand side column, however, I'm going to change the color background, add a title, some copy, and a button. Let's start with the color background. Select the column, then click on the Change Column Background option. This time, instead of choosing an image, click on Color, then select the color you want to add. I'm going to pick something that matches the overall look and feel of the site. The next thing is to add a title. To do this, just click on the plus button on the left-hand side menu, then click on Text. Here you can choose from theme text, titles, or paragraphs. For consistency purposes, I thoroughly recommend you choose an option from the themed text list. Remember, these will be the text styles defined for your overall website. Let's go for heading 1 so it matches with the rest of the other sections. To edit the text, just double-click in the text box, then type the copy you want to add. So in this example, I'm going to write commercial installation and stretch the box a little on the left so it fits on one line. Next, let's add a paragraph. Just click on the plus button, then drag and drop the paragraph type you want onto the strip. I'm going to go with the first one that is listed. Make sure the paragraph is aligned with your title so the design looks neat. You should see a purple bar where you can snap it to. Unfortunately, the size of my paragraph is too small. This is because I have chosen the wrong style of paragraph from my theme. To change this, just click on the text box, then click on Edit Text and pick the size you think is most appropriate. Once you're done, add your copy and resize the text box if necessary. Last but not least, let's add a button. Just click on the plus button, then click on Button. Once again, there is a wide range of options you can choose from. I would suggest you choose one from the theme button option just in case you want to change the overall color theme of your site later on, so it will update automatically. I think this one is great. Again, make sure it is aligned to the rest of your copy by snapping it to the purple guide. Let's now edit the content of the button. To do this, just click on the Change Text and Icon option. This will open the button settings. You can choose between a text-only button, a text and icon button, an icon only, or nothing. I want to make this a call button so when people click on it, it will trigger a phone call. I'm going to choose the text and icon option and choose an icon in the shape of a phone. To do this, you just need to click on the icon and search for whatever you need. In my case, a phone handset. I'm also going to change the text on the button so it reads Call Now. Buttons are used to entice visitors to take some sort of action, whether it's to link to another page, to download a document, jump to another section of the same page, and more. To add an action to your button, click on Add a Link. From there, select which action you want visitors to take when they click on the button. If it's another page, select which page you want the button to link to. If it's another website, just enter the web address of the site and so on. Since the vast majority of my visitors will be finding me using a mobile phone, I want my button to automatically dial my business number when they tap on it. So I'm going to choose the phone number option and enter my phone number in the field, then click on Done. Unfortunately, both the copy and the icon in the button are very small. To modify the design of the button, click on the Design option, then on Custom Design. From there, you can customize all the elements of the button itself. I'm going to make the text bigger as well as the icon. Now it looks much better. That's it. My strip is complete. You can add elements to any existing strip in the same way, or, as we've seen, create a strip from scratch. It's up to you. To save some time, if you like the look of a strip, you can duplicate it and repurpose it with different pictures and copy. To do this, select the strip, right-click, and choose the duplicate option. Remember to test your design in a mobile editor and to save your progress. Let's move on to the last design customization topic. Your logo is the symbol of your brand, so it is important you add it to the header of your site so it appears on every page. This is very easily done. From the left-hand side menu, click on the plus icon. Select the image option, My Upload, then My Image Upload. Click on the Upload Media option and import your logo, choosing your preferred option. I'm going to import mine from my computer. Then click on Add to Page. If it's too big, just resize it using the handle. Then drag it to your header strip until you see an orange box that says Attach to Header. If there is already a logo in there, just delete it and replace it with yours. Click on the link icon to set up a link that will point to your homepage, so visitors will always be redirected to the homepage when they click on it. If, like in this example, there is also a button with copy in it, you can either delete it altogether or replace the copy inside the button. Let's replace the copy with the actual name of the business, which in this case is Houston AC Repair. Make sure this is also linking to your homepage. When you preview your work and click on either the logo or the button, you should now be redirected automatically to the homepage. Time to customize our next element, the header. The header of your site is a very important piece of content as it appears on all pages. Just like everything else, it is easy to customize it to your needs. To edit the overall look and feel of the header, just click on it. The header menu will appear. Click on the Change Header Design. From here, you can change the color or customize your design further by playing with the opacity, borders, and more. You can also change the settings of it by clicking on the clog icon. This will give you the option to set the header to scroll with the site, for example, to freeze, or more. You can edit a single element within the header by clicking on it, like we did when we changed the name of the business. Let's do a few changes here. Firstly, there is a strip right above the header, which is kind of bugging me. I want to get rid of this. I just need to click on it to select it, then right-click and select Delete. This has made the header much bigger, which I think looks a lot better already, although I believe it needs to be resized slightly. Unfortunately, the elements within the header are now misaligned. To realign them so they are just in the middle of the header, grab the elements one by one and move them until they snap to the purple bar, indicating they are exactly in the middle. Strangely, when I try to do this with a menu item, it doesn't work. This is because this element is pinned to the screen, which means it scrolls down with the page itself. I really don't like this, as when you scroll down to a wide part of the page, it seems to disappear and conflict with the background of the page itself. To solve this, I just need to unpin the menu so I can move it to where I want. I'm going to place it right in the middle of the header, as I think it looks a lot better and will be easier for users to navigate through the site. I'm also going to unpin the social bar and move it a bit closer to the main menu. Don't forget to check the preview on mobile phones. As you can see, some elements are overlapping. You can either reposition them or delete the ones you think don't need to show on the mobile version of your site. Save your progress. Let's customize the header further by editing the menu within it. By now, you should be familiar with editing any piece of content on your pages, and the menu is no different. To edit a menu, just click on it. This will bring up the relevant options available to change it. Let's start with the design of it. You can change your menu style based on preset design, or if you prefer, you can customize it further by clicking on Customize Design. Once again here, you can play with colors, borders, corners, and more. I'm going to increase the size of it to 20 pixels to make it more prominent on my pages. If you click on Layout, you can modify the alignment, if the copy goes from left to right or right to left. Clicking on Animation will enable you to bring your menu to life if you want by adding some movement to it. I wouldn't recommend using this feature for menus as it can be annoying to visitors and is a bit gimmicky. You can use the Navigate option to jump to a different page of your site and edit that page. When you click on the Manage Menu option, you will be able to reorder the element within the menu. Let's say I want the Testimonials button to show right after the Homepage button. All I need to do is drag the testimonial element directly onto the home one and the menu will automatically update. You can also use this technique to create submenus. Let's imagine I want my About page to be a submenu of the home page. All I need to do is drag the About menu button below the Home button and slightly to the right. If I now check the preview of my site, you'll see that when I hover on the Home button, the About section appears right under it. You can add more links to your menu by adding a new page using the Add Page button at the bottom or the link at the top. Let's say I want to add a page about air conditioning repairs, which is one of the services that I offer. I'm going to click on the Add Page button and select the page from the list of templates I could potentially use for my AC repair service. I think this one will do. Give your new site menu item a name. In this case, I'm going to call it AC Repairs. This will now appear directly in the main menu of your header. Since AC Repairs is a subsection of my services, I'm going to place it right under the service button. So when I preview my page and hover on it, the AC Repair menu item will show up. More on creating new pages in a moment. You can also add a link to a menu that points to another website or a document you can download. Let's say you offer a discount coupon, for example, that can be downloaded directly from your site. You can add a link to your menu. Choose the option Document, add your downloadable coupon to your library, then click on Add Page. Specify the name of the link and place the link wherever you want on your main menu. You may need to stretch the size of your menu so you can see all the items in it. When you preview your site and you click on the link, the coupon will automatically download. You may have noticed different symbols on the site configuration panel. This one is obvious, it is for your homepage, and these two are page's symbol, while these two are the symbol of an anchor. Let's jump into the preview mode so I can show you what the difference is between a page and an anchor. When you click on a page link, you will be redirected to a separate page on your site. But if you click on an anchor link, you will be taken to a specific point of the same page. This is to make the navigation easier and can be quite handy, especially if you have a one-page website. Here is how you can set this up. Click on the main menu, then Manage menu. At the bottom of the panel, click on Add a link, then select the anchor option. Choose which page you want to set the anchor for. In our case, we'll choose the home page, which is the page we are currently on as indicated by the "this" in bracket. You'll be asked to select an anchor. If there are already some set up, you should see a list. Obviously, you don't want to use them. You want to create a new one, so select the Add a new anchor option. You should see the anchor symbol called Anchor 1 on your page. Just drag it to the location on your page where you want the anchor to be placed. Let's say I want to create an anchor for the free quote section. Name your anchor something meaningful. I'm going to call this one Free Quote. Go back to your menu and click on Manage menu. In the list, you should see a button called New Link. If you click on it, it should take you directly to the section you set it to. Double-click on it to rename it. I'm going to call mine Free Quote. Order the button wherever you want it on your list. If you preview your site and click on the menu link, it should take you straight there. That's it for menus. Let's now look at the social media icons. Editing your social media icons is a piece of cake. If you want to add or remove social icons, just click on the social bar, then on Set Social Links. Hover on the icon you want to remove. Click on the trash icon to delete it. To add an icon, just click on the Add Icon button. Select the icon you'd like to add from the many options available. Don't forget to add a link to the relevant account, then click on Done. That's it. Let's now look at the footer of the page. Just like the header of your page, the footer is also unique to all of your pages. Common items of a footer generally include the contact details of the business, social links, menu links, your logo, some privacy policy or copyright information, all of which you've already learned how to edit in one way or another. In this case, however, there are 3 new items we haven't covered yet: a Google Maps, a contact form, and a chat box. Let's start with the Google Maps. Adding a Google Map to your site is almost a must if you are a brick-and-mortar business and want potential visitors to locate you. By default, the site template I have chosen has a map, but if yours hasn't and you wanted to add one, just click on the plus symbol in the left-hand side menu. Click on the Contact and Form option, then under Google Maps, either choose from a selection of maps or a full-width map and drag it onto your strip. To add your business details, click on the Manage Location button and fill in the fields, then a pin will automatically be placed at the location. To update the zoom, click on the Settings option and use the toggle to zoom in or out of the map. If you click on the Design option, you can change the look and feel of the map as well as the design of the pin. Let's now look at the chat functionality. Most Wix templates include the chat feature, which I think is a great feature as it enables visitors to get in touch with you in real time. You can see what the chat feature looks like when you preview your site in your browser. Whenever someone sends you a message using the chat feature, you will receive a notification in the inbox of the email account you have used to create your website in Wix. If you want to view and respond to chat messages on the go, you'll need to download the Wix Owner app. To change the display, look and feel, and the settings of the chat feature, just click on Settings and use the many options available from the menu to customize it to your needs, like we have covered multiple times already. If you don't want the chat feature to show on your site, simply right-click on it and delete it. Let's now have a look at the third component you can find in the footer, the contact form. A contact form is also standard on most websites these days, and by default, your template will include one. You may be happy with just a chat feature, in which case you can delete the form altogether to make room for something else or to add a different form. If you want to delete the form, just right-click on it and select the delete option. One key thing to check is where the message will be sent to when someone fills in a form. To do this, just click on Form Settings and from the menu, click on Settings. Then click on Email Notification. If you're happy with the email address in there, leave it as it is. If not, click on Set Notifications and change the address there. You can add other addresses if you want to. To add more fields to your form, just click on the form and add one from the available selection. I always feel like the reCAPTCHA is a good one to add to avoid spammers. This is it for design customization. You should now be proficient at adding, editing, and customizing any element on any page of your website. Let's now look at content creation. So far, we've spent the vast majority of this course learning how to optimize the design of our site using the homepage as an example, and didn't look much at other pages. Unless you have chosen a one-page template website, when you preview your site and navigate through it using the main menu, you will see that it is made of more than one page. The copy and images on those pages is the Wix's default content, and you should update it with your very own. Here is how you can quickly do this. Switching between pages is very simple. In the Wix editor, on the left-hand side of the window, in the top-level menu, click on the arrow next to Page option. A drop-down will show all the pages that currently exist on your site. Pick the page you want to update. Let's say Services. My Services page is now showing in the main window. I can now update the design, the layout, add elements to it, just like we did throughout the first part of this tutorial with our homepage. Repeat this process for all other pages you want to modify the content for. You can also jump from one page to another by clicking on the main menu and select the Navigate option, which will also open the page drop-down. But what about if you don't want one of the pages that is part of the default template set? To delete a page, just click on the arrow next to Page option in the top-level menu. At the bottom of the drop-down, click on Manage Pages. You should be familiar with this screen as we have covered it in the menu chapter. Hover on the page you want to delete. Click on the three dots next to the page, then click on Delete. You should see a warning pop up asking you to confirm you want to delete this page. Just click on Delete and your page will be gone. The main menu will also be updated automatically and the page will no longer be listed in it. You can also do this directly from the main menu. Just click on it, then select the Manage Menu option and delete your page. But what if the default pages are not enough and you need to create some more? This is what we are going to do next. There are several ways you can add pages to your site. If you remember, I have already partially covered this when we went through the menu feature. Let's quickly go through this again. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Menus and Pages icon. Click on the Add Page link at the top of the panel or the button at the bottom. Select from one of the available templates and click on Add. Give your page a name, let's say Heating Repairs. The page will automatically be added to your menu. All you need to do is edit the content of it. You don't have to use a template. You can also create a page from scratch following the same process. Click on the Menus and Pages icon. Click on the Add Page link at the top of the panel or the button at the bottom. This time, click on Blank Page. You should now see a blank page with only your header and your footer. Once again, give your page a name, then start adding elements to it. To do this, click on the Add button on the left-hand side window. Click on Strip, then choose a suitable strip you can add to your page. Edit the design of it until it fits with what you need. You can use blank strips and customize them too, like we did earlier in the course. Continue building your page with more strips and content until your page is complete. Finally, you can create a new page using an existing one. Let's say you like the look and feel of a page, for example, the air conditioning repair page, and want to use the same design for other services. So you don't have to redesign a new page each time. In the left-hand side menu, click on Menus and Pages. Hover on the page you like and click on the 3 dots next to it. From the menu, select Duplicate. This will create a copy of your page. Rename it, let's say Heater Repairs, and update the content with the relevant images and copy. It will automatically be added to your menu too. This is great for consistency and will save you tons of time. Click on the Preview button to check the results. Switch from one page to another to make sure it all looks as you want it. Once you're done, don't forget to save your progress. When you're finished creating your pages, it's time to link them up together. And this is what we're going to see next. To help visitors navigate through your site, it's important you add links to your content, so visitors can jump from one page to another and find the information they are looking for. This is obviously the main purpose of your navigation menu, as each and every new page you create will automatically be added to it, but it's not enough. Let's say, for example, that someone is scrolling down my homepage. They're interested in some of the services I offer and want to find out more about one of them. They would expect to be able to click straight through to it. Here is how you can do this. Locate the element on your page where you want to link from. In this case, I want to link the heater repair elements to the pages I have built so visitors can click on them. Let's start with the icon first. An icon is just like an image, so to turn it into a link, just click on it. From the menu, select the link symbol and choose the page option if it's not already selected. Choose the page where you want this link to point to, in this case, heating repair. Make sure the option Current Window is selected. Once you've finished, click on Done. I also want the text below the icon to be turned into a link. To do this, I just need to click on it and from the menu to click on Edit Text. A panel should come up. Halfway through it, you should see a link symbol. Just click on it and set the link in the exact same way you have set it for the icon. The text should now be underlined, indicating it is now a link. Replicate this process to any element you want to link to a page. To check the results, click on Preview. Click on the links to test them. Add as many relevant links through your content as you can. It will also help search engines discover your web pages. You are now able to create and add as much content on your website as you want. But as time goes on, you might want to consider growing your site further with additional features, such as the next one. Blogs are a very popular way of attracting more visitors who can eventually become customers. If your default template website doesn't include a blog like mine, you can easily add one. This is how. In the left-hand side menu, click on the Start Blogging icon, then click on the Add Now button. A pop-up should appear asking you what type of blog you want to create. Since this is a beginner's guide, I would suggest you stick with the default option, then click on Get Started. This will instantly create a blog section on your site, which also includes a search box within it. Let's move the search box in a better place. As you can see, the blog link is added to the menu. By default, you should see a list of sample posts that have been created by WIX. To create your first post, click on the Create a Post option. This will open a new page. Here, you can create your first post. The interface is very different from the WIX editor, but don't panic, it's equally as easy to use. To create your post, add a title, some copy. You can also add other elements using the plus button in the left-hand side menu. So let's add an image, for example. This will take you to the image library you're familiar with. Just search for a relevant image, then add it. The next thing you need to do is add a category to your posts, so it makes it easy for visitors to search through them and for search engines to index them. Since this is my first post, there is no existing category, so I'm going to create one. This one will be about air conditioning. Click on the tick button to assign the category to your blog post. To optimize your post for search engines, click on the SEO option. This is where you can update the page title and add your targeted keywords to it, or change the URL so it is search engine friendly. Once you're done, click on the Publish button in the top right-hand side corner. From the pop-up, click on the Go to Editor button, which will take you back to the WIX editor. From the top menu, click on the Page section to access your blog. Your first blog post should now show at the top of the list. To delete the sample blog posts added by WIX, click on one of the posts, then click on Manage Posts. From there, hover on the post you want to delete. Click on the three dots next to it and select the Move to Trash option, then confirm your choice. Close the window to go back to the WIX editor and click on Preview. You should see your newly created blog post and a search box which will help visitors search through your posts. To add more posts, just repeat the process. This is the basic of creating a blog for your website on WIX. There is a lot more you can do here, but it should set you on the right tracks. Let's have a look at the last piece of content you can add to your site. If you rely on your website to grow your business, you may want to extend the capability of it beyond creating content pages. To do this, you can install apps. From social networking applications to marketing tools and analytics, you can be guaranteed there is an app for it. You can pick from apps made by WIX or third-party companies. Most apps on WIX are free, designed to work for desktop and mobile versions of your site, and can be installed in just a few clicks. There are over 300 apps to choose from, so obviously I'm not going to cover them all. Instead, I'm going to quickly show you how to install one. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Add Apps icon. You can browse for apps from the main window or use the navigation menu from the panel. To find more details about an app, just click on it. You will have access to the overview of it and the reviews, and very often a short video. Alternatively, you can search for a specific app using the search bar. Let's say I want to add an Instagram feed to my website. Here is an app I can use to just do that. To install an app, just click on the Add to Site button. In some cases, you will be asked to connect to a third-party account. Then, the app will automatically be added to your site. To manage your apps, just click on the Add Apps icon again. At the bottom of the panel, click on Manage Apps. This will show you which apps are currently running on your site. Click on the three dots next to an app for further options, such as deleting it, rating it, and so on. It's so easy to add and create content on WIX that we sometimes get carried away and wish we could go back in time and undo some of the work we have done. This is what we're going to look at next. The Undo button on the main toolbar of your editor is very handy if you want to reverse back to an earlier action and you're likely to use it a lot. But what if you wanted to reverse to a version of your site from the day before or even several days before because you preferred it? Well, you can do that too. In the top level menu, click on Site, then choose the Site History option from the drop-down menu. This will trigger a pop-up asking you if you want to view or restore a version of your site you have published or saved. Just click on Go to Site History. From this page, you will see all the previous versions of the site you have saved. That's why it's important to save your work regularly. To view what a previous version of your site looks like, click on the arrow next to it. You can navigate through it using the menu. If you like that version better and want to revert back to it, just click on Restore. Make sure you close any other tab where your site is being edited, then click on Restore and then Edit. After a few seconds, you will be back to that version and you can carry on updating it. This concludes our content creation section. By now, your website should look very professional and filled with high quality content and almost ready to be published on the web. Before you do, however, you want to optimize it so it can be found in the main search engines, mainly Google, so you can get the traffic you deserve. This is what we're going to do in our next chapter. You can optimize your website to be found on Google using the WIX SEO wizard, which is ideal if you have little to no understanding about SEO. Alternatively, if you have some knowledge, you can do it manually. Let's start with the wizard option. From the top navigation bar, click on Settings and the Get Found in Google option, which will help you set your basic SEO implementation. Click on Get Started. You'll be asked to answer a series of 3 simple questions. What your business name is, where you serve customers, and the top 3 keywords you'd like your website to be found for. Once you've answered those questions, click on Next, and WIX will build a checklist of the various actions you need to complete, starting with the homepage of your site. Click on the list item that have a red exclamation marks next to them to complete the task. For example, the first one is to set the title of my homepage for search results. WIX will make some suggestions based on the information I have provided during the questionnaire. Choose one of them and preview what it will look like on Google in the panel next to the suggestions. Once you're done, click on Apply. The next item on the list is all about adding a description to your page. This will give visitors the opportunity to learn more about your site before they actually click through to it. Just go ahead and write 2 or 3 sentences that may encourage them to click through to your site. When you're done, click on Apply. The next important item on the list is to connect your website to a personalized domain name. By default, your free WIX website comes with a predefined web address, which is not really marketing friendly. If you're serious about growing your business online, I strongly recommend you consider connecting your site to a personalized domain name. Although this is a premium feature, it is also a key factor to help searchers find your business on Google. More on this topic in just a minute. The last item on the list is to connect your site to Search Console, so if you have one, just go ahead. Optimize each and every page of your site based on the recommendations from the checklist. Once you're done, click on the My Site option from the top navigation bar. Click on Your Site. This will take you to the main WIX dashboard. Click on Edit Site to return to the WIX editor. If you already have a decent amount of knowledge in SEO, you might want to bypass the WIX SEO wizard altogether and do it manually. To do this, click on the menu and pages icon from the left-hand side menu. Hover on the page you want to optimize, then click on the 3 dots next to it. From the right-hand side menu, click on the SEO Basics option, then on the SEO Basics tab. There you can update the page title and description without relying on suggestions. If you click on the Advanced SEO tab, you will have access to even more SEO options, such as using data markup and other tags. Regardless of your SEO skills, don't forget to integrate your keywords within the content of your pages, like in the header of this page, for example. Don't overlook SEO, as it will be a very important part of the success of your website. As I mentioned already, your domain name will be an important aspect of this, and I strongly recommend you upgrade your WIX account so you can benefit from the additional value a custom domain name can add to your website. To use a custom domain name for your website, you'll need to upgrade your WIX account to a premium plan. If you click on the upgrade option in the main menu, you'll see that when you upgrade to a premium plan, you can connect your site to a free custom domain, and ads from WIX will also be removed from your site. You'll also be able to connect to popular third-party software like Google Analytics. To see what plans are available, click on the Compare Plan option. Monthly plans start as little as the price of a daily Starbucks coffee, with the most popular plan being £9.50 a month or $14 if you're in the US. If you already have an existing domain name, you'll also need to upgrade to a premium account. Transferring your domain you purchased outside of Wix only takes 5 minutes, and you can find detailed instructions on the Wix's Help Center or click on the link in the description of this video. Whether you decide to upgrade to a premium plan or not, your website should now be ready to be published on the World Wide Web. This is how you do it. Publishing your site is very easy. In the top right-hand side corner, click on the Publish button. After only a few seconds, your site will be live on the internet and everyone will have access to it. To view it, either click on the View Site button or copy and paste this address in a browser. That's it. Your site is up and running and live on the web. You can share it with the world using your web address right here. If you realize you've made a mistake or you're simply not ready, you can unpublish it. Here is how it's done. Unpublishing a site is as easy as publishing one. From the top level menu, click on Site. From the drop-down menu, select My Dashboard. In the next window, select Settings from the left-hand side menu. Then click on Website Settings. Next to the Site is Published message, click on the Unpublish link. This will trigger a pop-up asking for confirmation you want to unpublish your site. Click on Unpublish, and that's it. Visitors will no longer be able to access your site. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the course and you found it useful. If you did, click on the like button or post a comment below. Best of luck with your website, and until next time, happy marketing.